The following video shows 4 very useful application examples using the ARC Python breakout interface. PIB number 2, the good old boy, Update 1, 2025. First, soft start. Second, servos temperature controlled. Third, multilingual. And fourth, full GPT controlled. Before we get to the examples, here is a brief, simplified overview that shows how the interface is structured. This diagram shows the brain link between ARC and Python 3.12. ARC controls the robot's precise movements, while Python can add intelligence, AI, and advanced features. They talk to each other through virtual COM ports, like invisible data cables inside the computer. This means I can run any Python code I want, from simple scripts to full GPT control, while ARC keeps everything moving smoothly. It's the bridge that makes all the examples in this video possible.
Hello, I am pip version 2, customized and built in 2023, and am now booting up my system.
TIF is my safe soft start in Python 3.12. Before ARC takes over the real-time servo control.
Soft init completed via WinPython. So I'm up and running. I can now speak, see, hear, think, and control my arms and hands. I am now monitoring the temperature of my servos, and I am AI controlled in both movement and conversation. I'm ready to go now.
Temperature monitoring of the serial servos, waveshare or FETech, and automatic countermeasure by the robot. Here, the measurement cycle and the temperature-monitored servos, such as those in the robot's shoulders and arms, can be selected via the corresponding servo address. The COM interface and baud rate and servo-specific alarm level can also be freely selected. The temperature monitoring of the selected servos is now started and runs parallel to ARC in Python 3.12. Of course, the measured values can also be recorded graphically, so that optimizations of the joints can be supported and documented.
Lift your right arm.
The elbow servo is now loaded. The green line now shows the temperature increase of the right elbow servo. Here, the servo temperature has now reached the set alarm limit. Python 3.12 sends an alarm event to ARC via the ARC/Python interface, and the robot initiates a countermeasure programmed for this servo.
My servo number 43, the rotation joint in my right upper arm, is getting hot. I need to rest a bit, and will now relax my right arm.
This allows the servo to cool down again. Another small gimmick is the choice of different languages. Currently English, German, French, and Greek are available. Oops, you probably want to see what I'm thinking. I can also be controlled via this head touch display. Here is the language selection via the ARC graphic user interface.
Bonjour, maintenant je parle français. Entendre, réfléchir et contrôler mes bras et mes mains. Je surveille désormais aussi la température de mes cerveaux et je suis contrôlé par IA tant pour mes mouvements que pour ma conversation. Je suis prêt.
Περιστροφή του αριστερού ώμου. Servo 30, ζεσταίνεται πολύ. Χρειάζομαι βοήθεια πριν καεί κάτι. Πιθανόν το έδρανο του ώμου να έχει κολλήσει ξανά. Lass mich überlegen. Ah, ja. Ich Ich habe da eine kleine Geschichte. Diese handelt von einer Schneeflocke namens Fleury. Fleury war keine gewöhnliche Schneeflocke. Sie war sehr mutig und liebte es, Abenteuer zu erleben. Eines Tages entschied Fleury, dass sie die Welt sehen wollte.
GPT gesture library for GPT Robo-Control. This is key to make him really humanoid. Here's another quick look at the ARC/Python interface. Before we get to GPT Robo-Control, I'd like to briefly show the gesture library that GPT currently has at its disposal. It currently contains about 30 gestures and will soon be expanded to about 150. The commands are organized in a JSON file and can be pre-qualified in Python via the GUI. They can consist of direct ARC Servo commands, ARC actions, or ARC scripts. Here is an example of a simple eye movement. Now let's move on to GPT Robo-Control. This includes both dialogues and gestures. The gestures are announced via a prompt, allowing GPT to independently and contextually select gestures from the gesture library. These are then filtered out in Python so that they are not spoken, but rather transferred in the form of ARC commands via the ARC Python interface.
Hello. How can I assist you today?
Please tell me a short story about a little robot, humanoid robot, and his first day in this world.
Once upon a time, in the not-so-distant future, there lived a small humanoid robot named Rob. Rob was special. He was not like the other robots. While they were busy executing their programmed tasks, Rob had a curiosity about the world. Rob liked to wander around a facility, learning about the humans who had created him and his kind. He would often observe the engineers as they worked, and was always intrigued by their creativity and problem-solving skills. One day, Rob noticed that one of the engineers looked distressed. She was having trouble with a complicated design problem. Without a second thought, Rob, using his acquired knowledge, provided a solution that she hadn't thought of. The shocked engineer thanked Rob, who returned to his wanderings, content with his helpful deed. From that day onwards, Rob was no longer just a robot. He was a valued member of the team, a friend, and a trusted advisor. The end.
Thank you. This was a very nice story.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
What else is in the pipeline? Upgrade from double ball bearing shoulder swivel joints. With the current one-sided axial bearing, a friction surface develops after a few weeks due to the sagging of the shoulders on the underside. This causes the servos to become hotter than other servos. Switching to a local LLM to protect privacy and update effects such as from GPT-4 to GPT-5. Mic array integration to improve audio reception, localization of the sound source and interface for handover to face tracking. Remote control of the robot via an Android tablet and use of the ARC Interface Builder robot skill. And last but not least, the next generation is already knocking on the door. So, that's the latest news from the Robot Workshop. Now it's time for a summer break until mid-October. But I can hardly wait to get a little smarter again and finally have a younger brother.